Most of us have come across these paywalls while reading articles on the internet. So in this video, I will tell you how can we bypass these paywalls very easily. So for the purpose of this video, I will be accessing articles from Medium, New York Times, and Business Standard because each one of them requires a slightly different method to access the articles. So let's start with the Medium. So we need to understand how a website works before we can find any vulnerability. Right. So how Medium works is, so it is based on a freemium model. It allows access to 3 paid stories, and after that, you need to buy their subscription. So as you can see here, this is my first free story, and then this is my second, and this is my third. This is your last free member only story, and after that, this is the fourth article, and this is logged, right? So how can we access this article? So let's see how it is working. So let's think about it intuitively. So it is keeping track of the number of articles that I have read, right? Like two story, one story, and the last story, right? So it means, so intuitively we can determine that there is a file somewhere where it is keeping this read count, like right. This is the, let's say, count. This is count, and it is keeping track. Initially, my read count is 1, then 2, then 3, and 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Right. So as soon as my read count reaches 4, that is more than 3, it blocks my access. So to access this article, I only need to reset this reset this counter. And how can I do this? By deleting this file where it is keeping track of my read count, right? So if I delete this file, my counter is reset to 0, and then I can access this article again. So let's see how we can do this. So basically this in this case, this file is called cookie. So it is keeping track of my read count in a cookie file. So if I delete this cookie, so cookie is nothing but a text file. So if I delete this cookie, this particular cookie, then my read count will be reset. We go to application, cookies. Inside cookies, we go to the medium.com. One of these files contains my read count. What you can do is you can either delete this all these files if you're not sure that which file is being used for your read count, or in this case, I am deleting this particular file, particular cookie only. So I deleted this cookie. So now this file is deleted. So now I just need to refresh the page, and you can see. So as you can see here, I can access this article, and now my read count is again initialized to 0. So now it is again showing I have 2 more free number stories left. So that's how you can access the Medium articles, or like the articles on websites which uses cookies to keep track of a read count. Now we will check out the New York Times article. So we can see that it is logged. So let's first try to understand what is happening here. So when I refresh the page, so we can see that the whole article is accessible, but after a few seconds, we get this pop-up which is blocking the article, right? So let's see what is happening here. This is your screen. This is your browser. This is New York Times server, right? So when you want to access the article, so your browser makes a request to the New York Times server. It gives the article back to the browser. Browser displays that article on your screen, right? And then after that, a second request goes to the server, which checks whether you are logged in or not. So in this case, it is returning false, and the browser displays the pop-up on your screen which blocks your article, right? So there are two ways to access this article. So the first method is that we access the article here in the browser, and the second method is that we block this request from going. As a result, this pop-up will not show up. So let's see both of these methods in action. We will go to the networks tab. So we just need to see the response of the first request within the browser. If we go to the networks tab and then on the doc tab, then we can see that there is this request which is bringing in the article for us, and we can see that the whole article is available here. Now let's see the second method. So in the second method, we need to block this request, right? So let's just do that. So I will go to this fetch tab. So this is the request which is checking my subscription details. As you can see, it is null here. So I need to block this request. So now this request is blocked, and I will refresh this page again. As you can see that this request is blocked, and this time we are not seeing any pop-up which is blocking this article. Now we will see the business standard article. Let's see what is being sent by the server to our browser, just like we did in the NY Times article. So we will go to the networks tab, doc tab. So we are receiving this from the server, but this article is logged here as well. Does this mean this method failed? That is, we are not receiving the complete article from the server. Surface, it looks like it, but just to be sure, we will check its source code. Just copy this code. I will just search keyword from this article in this source code. Found this article body. I will just copy paste it. So this is our article. So how can we avoid these types of vulnerabilities? We need to keep two things in mind. First, unlike NY Times article, always assume that initially the user is not authorized, and then check its authorization. And the second point is, do not be a lazy coder and fetch everything in one request on front end. Only fetch what you need. Like in these cases, fetch only a part of the article. And after the user is authorized, make another request to fetch the complete data.